So today is Mary Shelley's birthday, and she was born August 30th, 1797. But did you know that her father was a famous anarchist, William Godwin? And did you know that her mother was Mary Wollstonecraft, who wrote The Vindication of the Rights of Woman? So she is claimed as an early feminist, her mother is. And I touched on all this when I was writing Theodosia and the Pirates. So did you know that Aaron Burr stayed at the home of William Godwin for a time, and that Aaron Burr brought Theodosia up according to the theories of Mary Wollstonecraft? Well, if you didn't know that, you could purchase a copy of Theodosia and the Pirates, and I will read you something from the end of the story now. You know that I stayed as a guest in the home of William Godwin, the famous anarchist, when I was in England. This is Aaron Burr speaking to Theodosia. Yes, of course I know that. Well, he was in the process at that time of compiling materials from which to write the biography of his late wife, Mary Wollstonecraft. He shared with me what he was writing. It seems that Miss Wollstonecraft became infatuated with an American journalist named Imlay, whom she followed like a lovesick cow all the way to Paris. She bore him a daughter, Fanny Imlay, but he tired of her and left her there during the French Revolution, and she very nearly got her head lopped off by Madame la Guillotine. Escaping with her life and her child, she stalked the poor man all over Europe, wanting nothing more than to accept him as her lord and master, and hoping to give her poor daughter a name. At last, when it became clear to her that he was not nearly so besotted with her as she was with him, she attached herself to the first man who showed her any kindness. And it was when she realized that she was with child again that she persuaded the father of that child, the aforementioned William Godwin, to marry her, to cover her shame, even though he was a confirmed old bachelor who had staked his reputation on anarchist writings that deplored the institution of marriage as a shameful archaism that should at once be discarded. But a woman can't help falling in love, Theodosia exclaimed. And once we have a child, we can't help wanting to protect it. How can you blame her for that? I don't blame her for being a woman or for behaving as all women naturally do. But she shouldn't write books disparaging the dependency of women upon men if she plans to be this dependent herself. Are you very much ashamed of me for loving Jean? Theodosia asked, dismayed. Of course not. At least you have the sense to fall for a man of true ability who could protect you from foreign invaders instead of some two-bit journalist or poet. Poet? Did she fall for poets too? No, but it turns out that the method of education that she advocated for young ladies fits them to perform one function only, one office only, the paramour of a romantic poet. How did you come to that conclusion? There were 3 young ladies growing up like weeds in the Godwin household when I was there as a guest. Fanny Imlay, the illegitimate spawn of Mary Wollstonecraft and the journalist. Mary Godwin, the legitimate daughter of my anarchist host and his deceased wife. And Claire Claremont, the daughter of Godwin's current wife. They were all three beautiful, intelligent girls, schooled in the classics according to the method outlined by Mary Wollstonecraft. But they had no thought in their head but to ally themselves with the closest available romantic poet. So it was that recently I read in a letter from William Godwin that his daughter, Mary Godwin, had run off with Shelley, and Claire Claremont had run off with Byron. And poor Fanny Imlay, having no romantic poet to call her own, and failing to persuade Shelley to bring her along too, was forced to take her own life out of despair. No. Yes. In an inn in Swansea, she took an overdose of laudanum. But surely it wasn't for lack of a romantic poet to call her own. I am given to understand that it was. But couldn't she have gone after Wordsworth? Theodosia asked, confused. Isn't he a romantic poet also? Aaron chortled. Too boring. So that's Aaron Burr on Mary Shelley and her family. And if you want to read more of that, purchase a copy of The Invisible Theodosia and the Pirates. What is Mary Shelley known for today? A Gothic novel called Frankenstein. So that's our talk for today about Mary Shelley. And let us all say happy birthday to her.